All right, so we are officially live on Facebook. So, hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us if you're watching the live stream. And of course, thank you to our attendees here on Zoom for attending this awesome event. So, this is really, really cool. I'm really excited to be sharing with you all this. What we're going to do here is, if you don't mind, Frank, I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen again.
Yeah.
All right, let me do that. Let me just... Oh, I was going to share, but I'm going to share it anyways because honestly, it's going to come back. Also, I'm outside, so if you hear basketballs, that's because my next door neighbor is practicing. But anyways, so I'm right now it's a little dim, but it's going to pop back out. There's a few like clouds as everything is cooling down, but we should be able to see it here in just a few moments. I'm going to give this just a few. Oh, come on. These clouds are almost out of there. So maybe we will jump back over to Frank. So I'm going to go ahead and jump. You have a nice clear view. So
I do. Skies are clear here on Merritt Island.
All right. So there you go. Let's go ahead and spotlight you. So as you can see, Frank, if you want to increase your exposure just a little bit to get Saturn in there a little brighter there. Yeah, it might. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah. So Frank, tell us a little about your setup. What do you got going on here? You have a cool setup with your you kind of a video where you can show what your setup looks like too.
Yeah, let's switch to the live scope cam here. This is my telescope out in the driveway right now, and I busted out my biggest one for you guys tonight. This is a Celestron 11-inch telescope with a video camera attached to the end there. So that video camera is wired up to that laptop, and that laptop's wired up to my office, and my office is wired up to you. So that's what's producing.
So Frank's out in the field, huh? Wow.
Sort of.
We both are.
I'm invisible.
We both are.
Yeah.
Derek too.
But I'm able to control it from the comfort of my office, which is nice. But this is a live view from that driveway, and you can see clearly here Jupiter and Saturn as close as they get, basically. And a little bit of a hint of, I think it's Ganymede there above Jupiter as well.
Yeah, so if you probably increase the exposure a little bit, even more, you probably be able to get those moons up there.
Yeah, there you go. You can see three of them now.
Yeah. So probably if you bump it to Saturn, the Saturn profile, you should be able to get those moons real good. But
yeah, I think the auto gain is
messing
with me here. But let's try Saturn.
Let's try the Saturn profile.
Horrible things happened.
And then bring the gain down.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go. Now we can actually see some of the Saturn's moons too.
Oh, that's cool.
So so now we can see now. Ken, you were mentioning earlier the moon orientation. Which moons do we have going on here? Actually, Frank, if you want to go ahead and kind of move the Jupiter, move your field of view just a little bit there, unless you have it on the IRIO, which you probably don't.
Right. I think, and don't. Shoot me if I'm wrong here, but I think the one on the bottom right is Europa, and then the top left is going to be Ganymede and Callisto. But I feel like I need to check that. So let me go see if I can actually do that, and I'll report back to you right away.
All right. Yes, fantastic. Len, how are you doing out there? Oh, you're muted, Len.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I don't have as long a lens as you guys are running. I'm running the 840, so I'm going to have a long range view here. And I'm getting focused in right now. I had cloud coverage until just a minute ago.
Fantastic. Well, while we're waiting here, let's go ahead and introduce some of our members here. I took your spotlight off for just a moment, Frank. So joining us tonight, we have myself, Derek Demeter with the Emil Buehler Planetarium. And joining us also is Ken Brandt. He's the Planetarium Director at the Robson. There we go. I always get that. Robson Planetarium in North Carolina. And you look very festive today, Ken, for sure.
I need my flashlight.
And the lights going on here.
And joining us as well, we have Frank Kane. You might have seen him on many of our star parties in the past. And right now, he's the one in charge of seeing Jupiter and Saturn. He's over in Merritt Island, which is near Cocoa Beach in that area. So his skies are a little clearer than ours at the moment. Also joining us, too, is James Albury. James, are you there? You want to say hello to everybody?
Hey there. Let me flip my camera. Let me flip my camera around so you can see me. I think.
Saturn. I
Wait.
can barely see its
There-
ears.
Where am I?
Oh,
Okay.
Derek, before we get any further,
There we go. Yeah, you can't really see me. 'cause
recording this?
I'm waving.
We are not recording it. No, sorry, James. He had a question: are we recording this? And we're not recording this at the moment, unfortunately. I mean, I can if you want.
Well,
we got a request.
I'm okay with you recording it.
But in California.
I don't know if it's still in the field of view. You want me to check?
It's blurry.
Oh, probably because of the cloud in the way. Oh, there it is. Okay, now try looking at it. Okay, so yeah, we're here in Gainesville, Florida, Alachua, Florida. We're just outside of Gainesville. So we can see the moon up there. And we also can see Jupiter and Saturn way, way off in the distance under a airplane contrail. But yeah, I have a wide angle lens on my Maksutov Cassegrain, and I can see both of them in the same field of view. Let me see if I can aim my cell phone. Oh, there it is. Do you see it?
There it is. Yes.
Yay! That's so awesome. Yeah. So, if you have a telescope and you have a cell phone, you can try to capture them if you have a wide enough field of view.
There we go.
So James, I forgot to mention, James is the planetarium director at the Kika Silva Pla Planetarium at Santa Fe College. And joining us as well is Eric Hoyne. He's another member of the Central Florida Astronomical Society. So, Eric, it looks like it's a little out of focus.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
trying. I'm
Trying.
getting a
There
lot
you
of
go. Yeah, I know. You-
scattered light yet. So let me work on that. What do you want for a daub, you know?
It's got to be perfect. No, I really
know.
appreciate it, Eric. No, thank you. And it's cool that
Absolutely.
we have a lot of people out in the field with their personal telescopes. It's really, really cool that we have this going on. So, Frank, I'm going to go ahead and spotlight you for right now. So we get back into a view of Jupiter and Saturn there. Now we're getting into that weird time where the exposure is kind of you have to kind of adjust the exposure back and forth to get both Jupiter and Saturn.
Right.
Yeah, the sun is going down, and it's the lighting is changing quickly. So I'm trying to strike this balance between being able to see Saturn and the cloud bands on Jupiter at the same time.
Okay, you guys, I've got an update on the moons. I was wrong. The one down and to the right is Europa. The one you can see up and to the left, the two of them are Io and Callisto. Io is closer to Jupiter, and Callisto is the most distant. Okay, so that's an update on the moon position,
Excellent.
according to Sky and Telescope.
Yeah, if I bump up the exposure here, we should be able to see those moons again. Well, I can see one of them there. Oh, there's another one. And I bet if I were to... There's three. All right, there they are. 1, 2, 3.
All right, so I'm trying to juggle 6 different things tonight. So I'm actually got the live stream up now from Facebook. So people are asking, is it near the moon? Ken, do you have Stellarium on your computer?
I do. I can pull that up.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and show some of our members kind of where they should look using Stellarium because unfortunately I'm trying to manage that's 3 other things, so it'd be good to have some assistance with that part.
Pull that up here.
But it's actually going to be over in the southwestern sky, so not near the moon. So you're going to see a very brightish star towards the southwest. That's the planet Jupiter. And right next to it, if you have really good eyesight, you should be able to see a little tiny dot. But if you don't have that great eyesight, it might not be that visible. And that would be Saturn. So, but through a telescope, this is looking incredible. As you can see, the separation between these two objects that we have here in Frank's image here, they are less than 1/5 the diameter of the moon. That's only 0.1 degrees in the sky.
Okay, are you seeing my Stellarium screen up here?
Yes, we are.
Yes, Ken.
Okay, good. In the very upper left-hand corner, you got the first quarter moon. Okay, and then down and to the right, you've got Jupiter and Saturn, and their names are overlapped because they're so close to one another. But you would be able to actually pull them down as one object here. Let me see. So they're down and to the right here in the southwest. And basically what you should do is look, if you know where the sun went down, okay, in that general direction, south of west here, and look up and to the left of that, the first bright thing you see will be the planet Jupiter. And then you might be able to discern Saturn just off to its right, to its immediate right, like at about 2 o'clock, if you're looking at the face of a clock. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing.
Derek, if you're interested, I have a picture, finally.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. I think let me just make sure that I made you. Oh, all right. So I made you co-host. You can go ahead and share your image there.
Okay, if I can figure out share screen.
And
Okay.
Leonard Ward, for those
This guy right
joining
here.
us, Leonard is with the Central Florida Astronomical Society as well. So he has a view of it too, looking great.
That looks great.
That does look good, yeah.
That's actually zoomed. That's not the true focal length of the camera here, the telescope. But you can definitely see the rings on Saturn, and you can barely make out the moons around Jupiter. If I pump up the sensitivity here some, get a little bit better view of the moons. There we go.
Yep, there they are.
You got to drop it way down in order to see the bands on Jupiter. And then I lose almost everything else.
We have a question. What are the cardinal points? Ken, you want to talk about that?
Sure. The cardinal points on the Stellarium diagram, I'll share that again real fast. Just the cardinal point SW represents southwest. Okay. So I don't want to share that because I don't want to get in the way.
You want me to unshare?
While we have it.
No,
we'll definitely not.
Yeah. So essentially, so you have north, south, east, and west. And what's famous, so you probably have used a compass before. Compass basically are your cardinal directions. And north faces, the North Star, you probably heard of the North Star. That faces essentially, or that points towards the direction of north in a way. And you can use that as a reference point. So if you go from north, 90 degrees from that to your right will be east. Behind you is south. And to your left, it's west. Best way to remember that is never eat soggy waffles going in a clockwise direction. So, or never eat shredded wheat, whatever you want, sour worms. I'm going to go ahead and share mine. I finally got it in here. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here for you all. So let's go ahead and, there we go. All right. Going to go ahead and, finally clear here. We had a big cloud go through. All right. Now what I have to do is need to go switch it to Saturn's point of view now. All right.
While you were doing that, Sharifa said there was a question from Facebook Live about when conjunction happened and how long it will last. And I think we were saying earlier that we kind of missed it. It was actually earlier today, right?
Yes, it was earlier this afternoon, I believe.
Right.
And it was the best place to view it was actually in Europe. So that was, there we go. That's probably the best I can get there. My computer's chugging away.
And to be clear, they never actually intersected each other, guys. So, there's a bit of a misconception there. This is about as close as they get. To the naked eye, they look like pretty much one thing, but in a telescope, you can still tell them apart.
We have a question from, let's see, I got to go through here. Question happened long. I'm viewing this on my phone through the Zoom app to make sure. What is Jupiter's biggest moon? Oh, anyone want to answer that one?
Ganymede.
The moon, yes,
Ganymede.
Ganymede. Yeah, Ganymede. Eric, you want to talk about that? Since I think I heard
Ganymede is a couple hundred miles larger across than in diameter than the planet Mercury. And that it's bigger. Callisto comes in. So, in Europa, Iowa. I'm moving the telescope while I'm talking here because I'm trying to get a camera.
We're all doing 10 things at once here.
Get a
yeah,
camera
right.
going.
It's multitasking like crazy.
Yeah. Actually, it's the AstroVid that I'm using from the Science Center. Oh, here we go. So as soon as, I've got it hooked up to a television, actually, a flat screen. It's coming in pretty good, I'll tell you that.
I turned off my light because I'm out here. I'm gonna see Jupiter with my eyes and Saturn. I want to see this conjunction with my eyes. But of course, I got to get my eyes dark adapted again. All right, we're gonna have to go to somebody else's live stream because it decided. You know what? Oh, it's starting to come back again. It comes back again over by me. So I'm gonna give you the share. I'm gonna give you the.
Yeah, still nice and clear out here in Merritt Island, thankfully. Let's hope it holds up. Someone was asking how low down on the sky these things are. They're pretty close to the horizon right now, right? Like,
That's right. Less than right now.
20 degrees.
About 20
About
degrees.
20
Yeah.
degrees up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so if you got some trees around you, you might be missing your opportunity. So, make sure you do catch it with your eyeballs if you can, as well as through our virtual telescopes. Again, there's mine out there. You can see it's finally getting dark. Yay. And
So we do have a question here about when will we see what is referred to as the Star of Bethlehem?
I'll tackle that one.
You want to tackle that one, Ken?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll hit it.
All right.
The most likely explanation for the Star of Bethlehem, if there is an actual astronomical event and not something supernatural, okay, would have been the conjunction of Venus and Jupiter. Okay. Now this one's pretty stunning, and that happened in the summer of 2 BC. Okay. This was pretty stunning, but that would have been spectacular because on that night, Jupiter and Saturn would have merged to look like one object. So, my two fingers, the one close to the camera is Venus. The one back here is Jupiter. They would actually look like they were on top of one another. Okay.
Now, just to let you know, Ken, we're spotlighting Frank's image because he has Jupiter and Saturn. So you might have not. People might have seen your reference to your fingers there. So
okay, no,
I just wanted to just let you know.
There we go.
All right. Actually, let me go ahead and spotlight you for a second, Frank, because Eric, you had a really cool view going on. You want to share with me?
Yeah. Just a moment.
Well, that's a.
There we go. Yeah, what we got going on is, like I said, the AstroVid. Remember that from the Science Center?
I do, yes. Back in the day.
And so it fits. The image just fits perfectly. Come here. Come on, baby. You can die. Here we go. There we go. You got Saturn. Let me pull in Jupiter for a second here. There you go.
Cool.
I got a 25-inch flat screen that I moved outside with the AstroVid camera attached.
Oh, nice.
So there we are. There we are.
That's how you do. That's how you do social distancing. Actual real astronomy there. But what's really cool Eric, is let me go ahead and spotlight your video. What's really cool is your view, since you're not using a go-to telescope, you're actually seeing Earth's rotation. So you're seeing the Earth slowly spinning. That's why the planets Jupiter and Saturn are actually moving out of the field of view because of the fact that we're so magnified.
Right.
So.
Right. And people Like if they're using binoculars to look at the moon or some such, they don't realize they're compensating for the rotation of the Earth. And once you get a telescope and you're looking at something that's magnified, and you notice it moving through the eyepiece, through the field of view. Here comes Jupiter again. And let's push it over to the side so we can get Saturn. Come on, bad boy. Come on. Sorry about that, but that's the nature of the beast. And so then once you get a telescope, you find out your mount is everything, right? To compensate for the Earth's rotation. So if you're thinking about purchasing a telescope for the holidays, by all means, look at what kind of mount it is. You know, if you're just visually, like most of what I do on outreach and that is, you know, of course, letting folks look through my eyepiece. And so compensating for the Earth's rotation, you know, having a Dob, it's a 10-inch, 5.6 focal length, 28 years old this year. There we are. And so then, you know, during an outreach, you can really get the moons of Jupiter in there now too. During an outreach, compensating with folks in line, that sort of thing is no problem. But here you could see the videoing. I would need a motor actually to reduce my stress level here.
Okay, Amy is asking a question about seeing it without a telescope. Can anybody take a shot at it with their cell phone? James, maybe you've got a shot at that.
Yeah, James, you had a really good shot through your cell phone. Wow, your phone.
Yeah. Okay.
You want to share? I don't know if he's still around. He might be. It might be. I know he looked like he had a few visitors, so I didn't want to. He might be helping them. Leonard, how are you doing with your view? Oh, actually, we did have a question, Frank. I'm going to go ahead and since you still have a view, I'm going to spotlight you. Can you show us Titan, Saturn's moon of Titan?
Oh, maybe.
You should be able to increase if you're on Saturn's profile, you should be able to expose that. So yeah, switch back to Saturn, and then you should be able to. And you got to do all that. You got to make it minute and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Hang on, bear with me. All right.
Then you should be able to increase the exposure like crazy now. And
I think I see a hint of it. Yeah, hang on.
Go ahead and go ahead and do that. And a little bit, yeah.
Maybe
bring up that gain a little bit there, yeah. There it is.
There it is.
Yeah. All right, that looks good.
You
and
got a
you
few
can
of them.
see Rhea, I think, Enceladus, and I think I don't remember the other one at the moment. I need to look at my chart here, but the one that's furthest to the right is Titan. And Titan has that nice kind of butterscotch hue to it because of the atmosphere of Titan. And if everybody sticks around 7:00, Ken has a really fun presentation that he's going to give on the scientific discoveries of Jupiter and Saturn. So you might want to stick around for that as well.
Very cool. And Titan's a really fascinating world in its own right? I mean, it's got these liquid oceans or lakes, if you will, of hydrocarbons. And
yeah.
That's exactly right. And there's a mission Dragonfly that's going to make its way to Titan. It's going to be like a little drone.
Hey,
search for
spoilers.
I know we don't want to. Yeah, that's right. I know people get upset when you spoil the latest episode of Mandalorian or something.
Yeah, man.
But so there you have it. There's Jupiter, and so you got a great view there, Frank.
Yeah, let me adjust the pointing a little bit here.
Not too far now.
Yeah. Stay on target.
Stay on target. Stay on target.
There we go.
May the force be with you.
I think it's important to point out too that even though they look really close, they're actually really far away from each other still physically, right?
Right.
Yes.
Saturn is actually twice as far away than Jupiter is. And I saw a question go by about when are they're brightest as well. So not only are they far away, they're also actually about as far as they get from Earth right now as well. So,
Yeah, so they're pretty dim.
Yeah, Jupiter tonight actually is 548 million miles away. And Saturn is 10.9 AU, so that's a little over 1 billion miles away.
yeah, not exactly
Remarkable.
next door.
Yeah.
Just going to try to center this a little bit better for you guys. There we go.
Oh, this looks really good.
Yep, it's
Almost-
sinking fast though.
Yeah.
We only have so much time. Of actually, I barely make it out now. There's a big blanket of clouds by me. Of course, right?
Of course.
But it's starting to peek out a little bit. Oh, there they go. Okay, now it's starting to show up. Excellent. So
Looks
I'm gonna-
really good.
right.
We got a question up here. Let's see what that's about. How many moons does Saturn have? Over 70, Christine.
So Saturn right now, I believe, is 83. I think is the current count.
83? Yeah, that's why I said over 70 because
Okay, yeah. No, it's
it
good.
goes up daily.
It keeps going up. Yeah, it's it keeps going up exactly. And Jupiter is at 79 currently as well.
Wow, Saturn's winning now.
Saturn, yeah, it's a constant battle between the two.
Kind of is.
All right, so Tammy raised her hand. What's the question, Tammy? You may want to type it in the chat or the Q&A at the bottom of the screen.
I got some clouds now.
All right, so since I have a little bit of the chance, I'm going to go ahead and this is probably my last chance to share my screen here. So let me do that since I got one last look at it. So
Yeah.
there we go. There they are, looking good.
Beautiful. Nice.
Gorgeous. Nice shooting there, Tex.
All right, there we go. And
Nice.
let me just kind of bring down so you can kind of. I like it's the battle between Jupiter and Saturn in terms of exposure, right? You don't want to overexpose one other, but you kind of have to. I think that's a good balance between the two there.
It's not a problem we often have trying to balance these two in the same shot.
No, that's right. Is anybody on the live stream here tonight? Have they ever looked at Jupiter or Saturn or both through a telescope? If you have, go ahead and leave a comment in the chat. If you have seen these through a telescope, it is one of the most amazing things to see through a telescope if you can, because it's something that you've read about the planets, you've learned about the planets when you're in school, but you can actually see them with your eyes. Again, if you get a chance to go out and it's clear, look up and you'll see that very bright star out in the very low horizon in the southwest, and that is Jupiter. And next to it is Saturn, and it's just incredible to be able to see these things with your eyes too. So I think that's just magical to be able to.
Got a couple of questions here. Dave asked, his 5-year-old son wants to know, could a satellite or spaceship land on Europa? Definitely. Solid surface, frozen, ice. Definitely landable. The question would be finding a flat enough landing site, because Europa's surface looks pretty tortured from orbit, orbiting around it, but or flying by it actually. But still, yes, it would definitely be easy to land a spaceship on it. Yes.
Yeah, and that's that could be the possibility of the future, right? So this is again, as I mentioned to others, at 7 o'clock we're going to be doing a presentation on the.
They just come through like crazy.
Yep.
So
Arnav asked about astronauts on the ISS seeing this. Well, they'd see it every 90 minutes as they were orbiting the Earth. this view would come back into view for them 16 times a day. So they would be able to see this conjunction several times. So yeah, they would definitely be able to see it. And the conjunction, Carl Sagan did a pretty good job with this back in his Cosmos series in the 1980s, early 1980s. He said, your obstetrician, when you're getting born, your obstetrician has greater gravitational influence on you than the planets do. So the short answer is no.
Boy, that's looking better there.
Yes,
Yeah.
as you can tell from me here in Kissimmee, way down south, I'm losing Saturn pretty quickly now. So,
yeah.
Well, it's a huge treat. As I also keep mentioning that because of the fact that we're in this situation we're in. It's a terrible thing that we're dealing with. Hopefully, we'll eventually get on the other side of this. But it's still one of the silver lining of all of this is being able to do these kind of things. The technology that we have, where we can share this with those that aren't able, either because it's cloudy or because it's just inaccessible. We can share with so many people from all around, and we're just very thankful that you were able to join us this evening and be able to attend this viewing of Jupiter and Saturn in this conjunction. Again,